Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you paranormal freaks. It's the last Saturday of the month, and you know what that means. The veil is at its thinnest. So if you're brave enough, all of you hitchers and drifters, load up for a ride with Golden Jade and Logan as they traverse to the other side.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, hanging out with...
His co-host and future ghost, Just Logan.
It is Just Logan, and we are back with the... wow.
He's kind of back. He's kind of buffering. He's trying to be back.
I'm still, getting over my full belly from some turkey and some... cranberry sauce. So as we record on Thanksgiving evening, this is the other side. Hey, man, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's like we're seeing each other on a holiday.
I know, even weirder. And
we're side by side broadcasting, like with the image and everything. It's almost like we're at like the Macy's Parade, just covering different floats. It's like you're over there talking about Underdog, and I'm seeing fucking Woody from Toy Story go across.
I heard this morning that the Bluey balloon blew up prior to the beginning of the parade.
Hey, they got that fucker patched and in air though. Like I saw the video too. Like that thing wasn't even like 50% blown up, and its hand like exploded.
Really?
Like in it, like I said, I wasn't even like holding pressure at that point. Like it was just like limp dick like aired up, and it just popped.
Oh, limp dick Bluey. There you go.
Oh, I tell you what, they swarmed that fucker as soon as it popped. Like 13 fucking dudes ran at it with like patching material and shit and just went at it.
They were prepared.
Oh yeah, you can't not have Bluey. You know, imagine like they would have got their asses chewed.
I was gonna say, I thought I saw Bluey. I heard that he blew up. I thought it was a different one or something. I didn't no idea what was going on.
They got Bluey out there.
There you go.
Well, can you imagine like what it costs to get your specific balloon in Macy's? Like you got to be paying because it's an advertisement.
I heard something about $6 million.
Yeah, so like that balloon fucking pops. You imagine Macy's like, nah, bitch, fucking get the tarps out and get that thing fixed. Like we're getting our money.
I don't know, man. I had it on. I watched bits and pieces of it. Today, I was up when it first started because I saw the whole promo for the very beginning of it, which I don't think I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. With the girl and getting the scissors, and I don't know what else she was fucking talking about, but I was sitting there watching this very beginning with Hoda and Savannah and Al, and I thought, and I even looked at the rocker chick. I go, is this a clusterfuck or is it just me? And she goes, no, it pretty much looks like a clusterfuck. It's like they're trying to talk to Jimmy Fallon and they got this girl wanting to ask a question and Jimmy can't fucking hear him. And this girl's trying to ask a question and Jimmy's like, hey, I can't hear you. So I'm just going to go get in the band and walk down the fucking, and I'm like, it's a clusterfuck. They need to do something better, but hey, it's tradition.
Yeah. I put it on Peacock on live for the kids for them to watch, and I was in the kitchen there in the room watching it, and all I know is I heard them screaming, oh, it's Bluey, so I was just like, good for them, they got it fucking fixed.
They got Bluey fixed. I think SpongeBob was there.
Yeah, they saw Bluey, they saw Sonic the Hedgehog, I think Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man was there. Yep.
Just naming them all off, hollering. I think they were yelling about Pikachu too. So.
Oh, I didn't see Pikachu. Oh, yeah. Damn. This Momo and her husband Trevor swung in. And Montana's birthday was a couple days ago, so she swung by just to to visit for a little bit, and that's all Trevor did while he was here was play his Pokemon game. I'm like looking over his shoulder. I'm like, okay, all right. You guys in your Pokemon game, I tell you what.
My kid's playing Pokemon right now. She's playing on a Game Boy. Well, not now, but that's what she's doing.
Right.
That's the most advanced piece of technology my child has. Is she has a fucking Game Boy, like the same Game Boy I had when I was a kid.
Right on.
No tablet or phone. She's got a fucking Game Boy, and I'm sure she confuses the shit out of all the kids at school. And they're like, I'm on my Switch, or I was on my tablet. And she's like, well, I'm on my Game Boy Color, and they're like, what the fuck is that?
That's an antique.
Yeah.
Billy and Tina, when we went to Kansas City a couple weeks ago, that's what they're into that Pokemon Go. They've been playing it a lot, and they're really into hiking and doing things like that too. So it's not unusual for them to take off on a walk and do a couple miles and so on. So it kind of does their time. But inside Arrowhead Stadium, apparently inside the ring, there is some sort of Pokemon Go route that you can take inside of that. So he had to go do that while he was there. And I'm like, well, Buck, you're in house. You might as well go take care of it.
Go ahead. Fucking have at it.
I'll be over here watching manly football in the Chiefs.
Manly football.
Hey, big game tomorrow on Friday. Well, this will come out on Saturday, but big game yesterday on Black Friday. I think it's one of the first ever Black Friday games. So,
well, they can afford to do it now because not everybody's out shopping because everybody does it online. So,
dude, shopping online is the best.
It is, but you don't get to watch all the fucking news articles about people beating the shit out of each other at fucking Walmart and shit. It feels empty, It feels empty.
Did you ever do any of those early morning Black Friday?
No. Oh, God, no. I worked Black Friday at fucking Radio Shack like a schmuck, but outside of that.
I did a couple of the Walmart Black Friday mornings. Those fuckers are crazy.
Yeah, no, they're fucking insane. I ain't about it.
I think I got Montana's little SpongeBob TV DVD player there, one of those.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. That was a big deal. That was a big deal.
And they're a big deal now. TV. They're becoming a big deal now. Like, people are hunting them down to have the antique, like, TVs that are shaped like characters and all that shit.
No kidding.
Yeah, and people are, like, fucking paying an arm and a leg to get them little fuckers.
Damn, I need to get that thing out of storage and see if I can sell it for $1 million.
You could probably sell it for a good bit.
Oh, but yes, it is Thanksgiving evening. We are, I had traditional turkey and stuffing. What else did I have? Rolls and cranberry sauce, and just Logan had the traditional turkey gumbo.
Yeah, traditional. I just don't care for Thanksgiving food. Fucking green bean casserole for the fucking birds.
I'm finding these days that a lot of people don't like green bean casserole.
I mean, it sounds like people finally developed the fucking sense of taste. I'm just not about it. But like I've said it before in this podcast, I'll say it again. Like I had like the Hallmark version of fucking Thanksgiving growing up with Aunt Joyce and Uncle Harold.
Right.
Yeah, like you could think any food you could think of was there in a surplus. There was tons of people coming and going.
Yes. Like
the big table set up, the adults eat at the table, kids in the back room with their own table.
And the TV.
Yeah, it don't get better than that. So
it's hard to, and I'll agree with you. I did that. I did the Aunt Joyce and Uncle Harold Thanksgivings for a few years, definitely. But mine was the same growing up at my grandma's house. It was, Thanksgiving, and my whole family was there. My mom, my dad, sister, and then like my grandfather's sister and her family would come in, and that was Thanksgiving. We'd all break bread at the same table. And well, I think we were in the other room at the kids' table, obviously, but yeah, it was always a big family thing, and it was growing up. It was cool, and I wouldn't change it for anything. But like this year, Gunnar and Sarah are in Indianapolis. Gunnar does the turkey leg run or whatever that is called around the square down there, around the circle, and with Sarah's family, and we just shipped ours to Saturday, so we'll actually all get together on Saturday and do a Thanksgiving feast. And so this year was just me and the rocker chick, just the two of us sat down, had a small turkey, and just enough. I didn't overstuff myself. I didn't make myself sick, and enjoyed every bit of it. So,
Twibby, I think it's like I think it's just less and less of a big holiday as time goes on. It kind of seems like the next couple generations just don't care about it as much. They all kind of rather just do their own thing and whatnot. We also said like Black Friday is less of a thing because Thanksgiving used to be an all-day affair when I was a kid. Like you roll up early, food's not done, and then you left later when people are eating like for the second time.
Right.
Because, they've already they eaten it for lunch and now they're having like leftovers for like dinner or have moved on to another house to do stuff.
Right.
And so by the time you got home and everything, it was dark outside and like you were getting the normal people were gearing up to go to bed and the not so normal people were gearing up to go out at fucking the ass crack of dawn to go shake people down for deals on Tupperware, jeans, and fucking televisions.
And TVs are the big one, ain't they?
Yeah,
Back
it used
in the
to
day.
be. It used to be where everybody did their Christmas shopping.
Right.
Because you got the best deals, and usually they would have deals on like the new like hot thing,
Right.
and all that. So you go out and shake people down. You go store to store to store, and it's just not really the case anymore because like Black Friday is now like a week. It's all online. The deals just get better as the week goes on.
Right. Well, I mean, Amazon Prime does Amazon Prime Days where it's a couple days. And now this entire week has been Black Friday week.
Yep.
And Walmart and, Target and all them are following suit by just putting stuff up online and making it easier. I think a lot of that has to do with COVID and the way that COVID turned out, what it did to everybody. And everybody's like, hey, we fucking like this. I'd rather sit here in my fucking underwear and shop for, TVs and stuff like that. Hours, for hours and not have to go out anywhere and drive through the fucking weather and deal with jack smack.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Especially places like where you guys are where it actually, snows and gets fucking cold.
Yeah.
Because then you got people at the ass crack of dawn driving around in that shitty weather and fucking all in a parking lot, cram-packed, people slipping on ice out in parking lots. Like, oh, fuck that.
I just want to elbow people, and that's all.
That's fair. So do all the fucking old ladies that are out doing it, too. They still want to. So.
Yeah, it's
not
insane.
For me. Like I said, things change with time and everything. I mean, Halloween's changed with time. Christmas is kind of the only one that kind of seems to stay the same.
Kinda. I mean, you still have Christmas Day, and you deal with what what you guys decide you're going to do for that.
Yeah.
But I think that Halloween's actually on the upside.
It is, but like as like a celebrated holiday, but as like trick or treating is not the same.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Everything else is on the increase. Parties, decorations. Ironically, just the part that Halloween is about is the part that's like lesser than.
Right. Everybody's doing trunk or treats weeks ahead of time. It's like, oh, we're a week and a half ahead of Halloween, but we're going to do a trunk or treat at our church.
I hate it.
Yeah. It takes away from the cardio of Halloween where you have to walk 17 miles to get all that candy.
Yeah, you walk a whole fucking cul-de-sac to get fucking candy as opposed to walk a parking lot and get stuff and everything like that. It's just...
Yeah, the first trunk or treat we did with the kids was one of the weirdest things I ever saw. It was like, all these years of you telling us not to walk up to strangers' cars and take candy, and here they are in a fucking parking lot.
With their trunk popped, just fucking handing them fucking bags full of shit. You're just like...
Yeah, doesn't seem right. Just doesn't seem right. What else is going on besides, the holiday season? How are things in Rangerland?
Rangerland, staying busy, changing up stream dates, and now when I moved stores, my truck gets there earlier on Thursdays. So I got to be at work to get the truck at 7, and I've got like a 30-minute drive, so like I got to be up at like 6. and everything. So like that's made it to where like I didn't want to stream on Wednesdays anymore because I stay up late streaming Wednesday and I'm tired Thursday morning when I get up to go do the truck. So now we've swapped over to Tuesday, which all my streaming followers have decided is now Toku Taco Tuesdays.
There you go.
So now on top of like streaming on Tuesdays, I have to make tacos too to sit down. And so now Kayla sits in on that stream with me, so she eats tacos with me and watches what we're watching together. And
nice.
And then we still stream on Sunday and whatnot, which I feel like tomorrow's Sunday, but it's not. It's fucking Friday. This holiday's got me all thrown off. I know, staying busy. Getting used to that whole thing because now I've got people I interact with daily. Like my chair broke on stream. Like it bent and went back and I didn't fall or anything, but I sank. And like before I could even like finish bitching about it, one of my fucking people in my streams like, "Hey, I just ordered a chair. Should be there by the end of the week." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" But like this thing isn't even like this thing's not even cold yet, and it's already got a replacement in the mail. And...
Well, that's awesome that you got listeners and watchers that'll do that for you.
Oh yeah, that's like the same thing with my second monitor. I was there's a game somebody wanted me to play, and I was like, I can't play that on this because like it's got this thing where I can't have it on my screen. Like certain games you'll be able to stream through your OBS, is where you have set up like your screen and all that, and you'll be able to see it. And I was like, certain games aren't built that way. And I was like, you can't. You have to have a second monitor for that. And then the person was like, well, I just sent you a second monitor, so when you get it, set it up and play this game.
So now you're playing the game.
Yeah. So
hey, it's good to have good listeners.
It is. It's nice to have. It's not the streaming one is not as big as the Instagram at all, but like it is consistent people that take care of us and vice versa. So it's really cool.
Nice. Speaking of awesome listeners, I got to hang out with Larissa again in KC when we were out there. We got to meet her for lunch and hang out with her for a couple hours. You talk about a really cool person, man. She's awesome. And I hate that we only get to see her like once a year, but you know, it is what it is. But I get to text her all the time. She's actually coming on to do a show in December.
Nice.
She's got a story she's written all up, so we're looking forward to that.
Oh, it's always good to hear from fans and have them come on and do their shows and or do an episode or two. It's always nice.
Yep. Of course, you know, I talk to a bunch of them all the time. You know, Peter and Mason, Lance. You know, all those true fans that have been with us for a long, long time. So yeah, I know what it's like to have good fans, man. They definitely send me feedback and all kinds of stuff like that. So. Nobody's ever sent me a monitor, though.
They've sent you T-shirts, though.
Oh, hell yeah, they have. I've had a couple of them send me T-shirts. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. Hopefully we get Peter back, speaking of Peter and T-shirts, because he sent me one from the run, their last four-wheeler run that they do, the off-road. Got a really cool picture of Bigfoot on the back of it.
Nice.
And I'm trying to think. I know he's working on something, so I need to get a hold of him. But he did message me today, wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I thought that was pretty cool. So, you know, with the others too. But I love it, man. I love our fans. Their fans are awesome.
No, they are absolutely. Two Top fans or something else.
Yeah. So yeah, go check out the Patreon for those of you who you know, love us and listen to us every week. We could sure use a little extra support. You know, 3 tiers of genius right there.
Nice.
That's the other thing I need to get finished up is the St. Louis Cemetery video. I'm almost done with it. It looks good. I want to do some voiceover work on it yet. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to get that finished up and have it ready for the beginning of the month. But yeah. I'm loving what I found on it. So
nice,
good stuff. And then of course we'll get the Fowler stuff up at the beginning of the year. And so that one's a whole different monster to mess with. So that's a lot of footage to watch, go through. How much do you guys really want to see? Do you want to see the whole thing? I mean, it's not like it's boring, but you know, it's a little repetitive. So we'll have to go through that and cut it up a little bit. But you'll get the full Golden J Estes method, you get the full rocker chick and J-Dub S's and of course, all the other stuff that we did while we were in there. So there's lots of little pieces, some orbs, some rocks being thrown. God, it's so good.
That was awesome.
Yeah. All right, man. Are you ready to roll into the review?
Yes, sir. I've got it all set up.
He's got his notes, baby. Watch out.
Let's see here. There we go. So, on November 6th, the Rocker Chick tackled episode 157, The Black Sisters. These three siblings who took up roost in Montgomery County in the mid-1800s, always clad in black outfits as if attending a perpetual funeral. Town locals would have you believe these walking, talking, hot topic models had not only stolen other women's husbands, but also killed them via the practice of black magic from missing babies and burned children and insurance fraud. These three walking, talking homicidal Barbies tried to flee town only to be pursued by Johnny Law. One sister was locked up for 7 years in the Busey farm. The other fled the state after she got off on a technicality, and the last sister starved herself to death, although none of them died in the county. They are claimed to haunt local places.
Man, I was so afraid you were about to say walking tacos.
Walking tacos.
Walking, talking.
Nothing wrong with a good walking taco.
Gotta love a good walking taco. The Black Sisters, man. The first thing that hit when we got into that was what is it, the Sanson sisters or whatever from Hocus
Sandersons,
Pocus?
yeah.
Sandersons, yeah, from Hocus Pocus. That was all I could think of when she was doing that story. I wondered how much of that script was actually taken from the Black Sisters.
Well, the Black Sisters also, like, when you're doing research on them, it keeps wanting to take you to fucking Harry Potter shit because that Bellatrix chick and her siblings were called the Black Sisters, apparently.
Oh, right on.
I don't know shit about Harry Potter, but I kept pulling it up over and over and over again, so I had to be like, Virginia, Black Sisters, like, very specific about it. Otherwise, it kept circling back to Potter stuff.
Well, I mean, she was a black. I mean, she was in the movie. She was, yeah. Even though I'm sorry, I'm pausing in my thought process here, but yeah, she was part of the wall. If you remember, in that house that they were at, she was part of that family tree. You never watched any of the Harry Potter?
I watched like the Sorcerer's Stone when I was a kid in Indiana, but like Harry Potter wizards and shit aren't my thing. Never have been.
Not even Space Wizards.
Only Space Wizards are fine. I fucking love Yoda. That's fine. But yeah.
The house that they were in, they had a fucking like a wallpaper. It just had vines and trees, and then each of the family members had a picture, and hers was on there. But I think Sirius's was burned off. I can't remember exactly who was all on there, but yeah. So
these chicks were all over the place. Like I said, they're, if anything, we know they're guilty of a few things, and that was a lot of insurance fraud and a lot of killing children and stuff to claim stuff like that.
Right.
Now, as far as like black magic and whatnot, who knows? But like we absolutely do know that they were committing insurance fraud repeatedly. So,
well, and murder.
Yeah, and murder.
Yeah, and murder. I mean, these people don't die and you collect your insurance. I mean, they're just not dying by accident for real.
Oh, so. Yeah, it's good to know that some things never changed. That people were still committing fucking insurance fraud in the 1800s.
Right.
As long as it's been around, there's been somebody around to do it fraudulently. So.
It's all about the money.
Oh yeah.
No, it was a fun episode. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that she tackled that one. I think that was a fan request, was it not?
I think so. Yeah, I think we had 2 fan requests in this month.
Yeah.
But I think that was definitely one of them too. Which I feel like I feel like we vaguely touched on these in Vamptober too, didn't we? Weren't there 3 sisters in Vamptober that were dressed in black, or were those different sisters?
Oh man, you're gonna make me think about that for a minute. I mean,
I know we covered because they had to be different chicks, but there was 3 of them, and they came to town all dressed in black, and they had their luggage was shaped like coffins or some shit.
Yes,
Coffin Sisters, I think is what they were called.
Yeah, I think didn't J-Dub cover that one?
I think that might have been J-Dub. It might. Yeah. It's hard to keep track when you have as many episodes as we have.
100. What are we at? 160?
A lot of them, like, there's a lot of very similar, like, cases and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, you're telling me I have a list somewhere so I can keep track. That's the only way I can, because the girls will call me and be like, "Hey, did anybody ever do this?" And I have to go back to the list
and look through everything. Yeah.
It's insane. But we're still going. I mean, 100. Like I said, what are we at? 160 episodes, or?
And still haven't scratched the tip of the fucking iceberg.
I know. We still got plenty to go. We just got to find good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that leads us on to November 13th. J-Dub flagged down some UFOs and brought us the case of the Goblins of Kentucky. Don't let the name fool you. These little green bastards aren't from Middle Earth. Hell, they aren't even from this Earth at all. Their claim to fame starts with them terrorizing the Sutton family and tons of other Kentucky-dwelling folk. They had encounters from abductions, missing livestock, mutilations, and all sorts of sightings all over the area.
Yeah. Back to aliens for J-Dub.
I mean, like, she keeps going back to the well, and that's fine. Like, for somebody that's scared of them, she keeps tackling them. But
it's true, and it's true, and it was funny because something came up the other day. A Bigfoot sighting, actually, a little bit closer to us in Indiana.
Oh, nice!
And so I started looking into like sightings, and in Indiana, I'm like, well, how many UFO sightings or extraterrestrial sightings have we had? And there's been quite a few of them in the state of Indiana. So I'm going to keep digging around in that a little bit more and see if I can come up with a complete story about, just some of the sightings just in Indiana alone.
Rural places are usually a lot of UFO stuff and everything.
Right.
And I think it's a lot of it is the clear skies and everything. Because I imagine like it's a lot harder to see shit like that out in like cities with the lights and everything like that. Also, there's no livestock to fucking steal and probe. So why would they be out there?
Well, everybody needs a good steak every once in a while. Why would
exactly.
aliens be any different?
That's fair.
But yeah, it's always fun to get J-Dub talking about aliens and the uncomfortable, how uncomfortable she gets when she's talking about them. But yeah, she was kind of all over the board with different stories in that episode of stuff. So I mean, but the fact that it was just called the Kentucky Goblins was kind of funny in itself.
Oh, I love that. Just because it was some redneck family that didn't know what the fucking alien was, and they were like, "This little fucking green man was knocking on my windows and this and that, so I'm gonna go with goblin."
Right.
I'm gonna go with it was a goblin. And meanwhile, the ufologists are coming out there and like, this is the government's out there like it's aliens. Fuck your goblins, it's aliens, little green men from space.
I never did get any emails or comments on her accents and her voiceovers in that episode.
She hit up in her voiceovers.
She's bringing the extra pizzazz for the listeners.
She is. She's flaring. She's putting some flair out there for you guys.
That's right.
You guys aren't emailing in, so it's going underappreciated. You're gonna miss it when it's gone.
Yeah, that's right. You never know.
She's gonna stop doing it because there's no feedback. She's gonna go back to reading it in her normal voice, and you guys are gonna be fucking sad.
Like it's just not as exciting unless y'all giving me some of that hillbilly accent.
Oh, good lord! It's a 10, a 10.
Oh. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. I might have just ordered a Jonathan Moxon autographed jersey. I'm just saying, geez. I might have just ordered that today.
Nice.
Signed by James Vanderbeek as Jonathan Moxon.
Oh, the Vanderbeek, man.
I'm excited. It's on pre-order, though. It could be like fucking 4 months before it
I
gets
think
here.
my favorite Vanderbeek thing was when he played himself in the B in Apartment, was it 23? Where it was this shortly ran show, but it had the chick that played Jessica Jones for Marvel.
Really?
Was like this really fucking bitchy chick. And she was friends with Vanderbeek, and he was playing himself and everything. Like he was playing an extreme version of himself, so he was like an asshole. And it was a good show. It was a good watch.
I really enjoyed him playing himself in was it Silent J and
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Yeah,
where he it's him and the they were just referring to him as the pie fucker in there because it's the homeboy from American Pie,
Jason
Jason Biggs.
Yeah, there you go.
Biggs. Yeah,
Yep.
they're both playing Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
And fucking the American Pie boy like didn't even read a script, and he was like, "I'm Ray," and he's like Jay, and he's like, "He's Silent Bill," and fucking Vanderbeek's man, he's like, "Man, did you even fucking read the script?"
Yes. Well, yeah, Vanderbeek's done some great stuff, even though Dawson's Creek is, maybe not my favorite.
Yeah, that's fucking. They called him out in that too. The fucking Jay was like, "Man, I fucking loved you in the creek, man."
Oh, good stuff.
Fucking high quality stuff there.
I got me a Jonathan Moxon jersey coming, autographed by James Vanderbeek. I'm super excited. Yeah, you have your memorabilia. I have my memorabilia.
That's fair. And I seen that you. I heard first on the call, guys, that you got rid of all your DVDs and made room on your stuff for all your stuff.
I did.
There.
Can you see it?
So yeah, I can see it.
Picked up a new Travis Kelce pop while I was out in KC. Of course, Lance sent me the Batman.
Yeah.
From the '89 Batman, the pop, and I'm hoping to add more stuff to it. I'm gonna have to. Start
I see like a shit ton of. Is that a shit ton of wrapping paper or rolled posters?
That is wrapping paper.
Okay,
that is wrapping paper.
Tis the season.
We are prepping for Christmas, so yeah, that's wrapping paper down there.
Oh man!
And that's my massage gun, not to be confused with anything sexual. That is because I'm getting old and my fucking neck hurts. So I got
whatever, man. Different strokes for different folks. I know we're here to judge you.
Of course, then there's always one of my favorite pieces right there.
He looks like he's trying to get out of the box.
He does. I put him in there just like that, so he looks like he's trying to get out. I need to get him out and play with him a little bit. I bet he gets lonely hanging out up on that shelf.
And then, is that your Cabo Wabo one behind your head?
Yep.
Or is that a different? Yep, it is.
That's the Cabo. It's the Cabo, and that's my Juju Smith-Schuster autographed helmet from Kansas City that year. They won the Super Bowl that year. So
nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, toys. It's all about toys.
You don't have to fucking tell me. I just reorganized a couple of mine the other day, and I got to keep going. I got dust and change things constantly.
Yeah. This is an autographed special vinyl that they put out of Flicker's Take Welcome Home the Astronauts.
Nice.
Yeah. Gunner went all about he's like, holy cow, I didn't realize you had so much stuff hanging on those shelves. I'm like, yeah, well. And of course my KC straw's up there too.
Yeah, nice. It only took you 10 years to get it. But
but there it is. It's there.
At this point, it's an antique now. So
I know, right? It's a classic, vintage.
And that was a straw that was out before they were winning Super Bowls or anything. So
thank God. That's the best time. I did. While I was in Kansas City, I picked up a couple things at one of the antique flea market type things.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby had run across a place that did metal sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called the Rusty Clucker, and he done all these little metal pieces, and he had a whole big section of Kansas City shit, and that's why we went down there. Of course, we kept yelling out the window, "We're going to the Rusty Cock," and everybody was like, "What?"
A Rusty Cock.
But I found a Neil Smith autographed picture, like a headshot from like the early '90s there. And I found a Travis Kelce rookie card, the one that he fucking hates. I found both of those there. Yeah, so I come out of there pretty happy. But so I got to get that stuff hung up too. But I think I'm going to send the Travis to be graded. But anyway, let's get back to the review.
All right. Golden Jay had to stamp our passport to Paranormal on the November 20th to head to the Borley Rectory in England. Allegedly the most haunted place in England, this rectory started its haunting history with claims dating as far back as 1863. Everything from phantom footsteps and ghost nuns. Locals have grown to fear and respect this local haunt. At its worst, this house was claimed to host poltergeist-like activity, even reports of women being thrown and exorcism taking place on the property.
That is, for starters, I don't feel like I did a very good job in the presentation of this story. As I kind of messed up a lot of names and as I was kind of reading through my notes, they were a little too jarbled. I should have really spent more time kind of putting them together a little bit better. So I apologize, listeners, for what I ended up giving you on that one. But I think the story held good as far as some of the crazy shit that happened in that fucking place.
Oh yeah.
With the nuns and the monks and the fact that the place burning down and people are claiming there's a nun standing in the fucking window when all there is a wall standing there with the window still, intact. But everybody said that the nun was standing there staring out the window. I mean, there's so much great stuff there. The problem with that little town is that they're so over it. They just, I mean, it's just a small, quiet little town, and they just want to keep it that way. And all of these paranormal investigators and sightseers and tourists want to go there and fucking have seances in the fucking garden, and they just want to get rid of them. And it's too bad that the poor town has to deal with all that. But it was, I thought it was a really cool little place to kind of get away and try something different. And I thought there was a lot of interesting little side notes and things that happened there. So
yeah, it's got a long history of haunting. Like I said, unfortunately, it is claimed to be the most haunted place over there. With a title like that, you're going to get foot traffic of the good kind and the bad kind. There's the kind that brings money to the town with like big production companies. And then there's just, Joe Schmo trying to go out there and see if they can summon Satan. So
Right.
You take the bad with the good and you just deal the cards. Unfortunately for them, a lot of places are like just bulldoze it and they'll have nothing to come to. But at this point, it's a historical landmark.
Right.
It's so old that ain't going to fucking happen. So.
Well, the rectory itself is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, when it burnt.
It burnt.
Yeah, it burnt to the ground. But the church was the thing that was the most interesting part because the church was like right next door. And the one YouTube guy that I watched, he did a whole series on it. He went there and went into the church and, looked around early on. And then when he went back, they had actually barred up the doors and windows so you couldn't get into it at all.
Yeah, because at some point you got to imagine it's got to be a safety hazard too. It's old as shit.
Right.
Nobody's upkeeping in it. And like, last thing you need is a fucking ghost hunter suing you because I fell through a fucking floor. And
right. But at the same time, I mean, if it, you got no trespassing signs up and they're still going on.
Yeah.
How do you allow them to sue you?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. Weird.
I know. I thought it was a good story. It's one of those places that like every time you research it, you'll find something different because it's got such a fucking vast history and so much coverage. Like any like reputable like ghost hunting crew or like anything like that you could think of has probably been out there or at least talked about it.
Right. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I felt like when I was done, I just didn't do a amazing job in the presentation of it. And
well, it tends to be like the feeling you get though if you just cover one that you're really interested in, you never really feel like you do it justice. You just like it ends and you're like, I could have said this or
the Golden Image podcast, Dallas, Texas 3 a.m. one that we did about going to the Flicker Stick show in Dallas and all that. That was one just like that where I was so excited and I was so pumped up. And then when it was over, I'm like, God, I feel like I failed this podcast because I don't feel like I really brought it. And so, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're all excited about doing it. And then just kind of, it feels flat for like me, the presenter. So hopefully not for the listeners.
No, it was a great episode. I enjoyed listening a lot. And I thought you covered a lot of facts and everything there. So. Like I said, you're as it was always, I've always talked about it. It was I love doing research and stuff, but like I loved sitting and listening to the guys do their stuff more because then I could just chime in with like little facts and like I'm not the one stumbling over my script. Like I just sit back and listen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm much better as a side hustle here. We're like, oh, hey, well, how did that happen? Or cracking some joke about something that's been said or yeah, for sure.
Okay, so to close off the month of September, the Rocker Chick takes us back to Virginia to cover a concerning urban legend of the Bunny Man. The legend was seemingly born in the 1900s out of Clifton when word spread of a bus crash that led to the escape of a mental patient who had an adoration for axes and bunnies. After the local forest was filled with the skinned corpses of wascally wabbits, and kids' bodies happen to be strung up on the local bridge now called the Bunnyman Bridge after Halloween night. Could this all be real, or was it just two very real cases of an agitated man in a rabbit costume just threatening people out of agitation with trespassing? I love a good urban legend.
Yep. Okay. For starters, let me say this. It wasn't September. It was November.
November, sorry. Oh, good Lord.
No, even listening back, because, I sat through the original recordings with her, and then I do all the editing, and then I listen back to it when it actually comes out. And all 3 times I was involved in it. It was really weird to be that involved in this case, I really do believe that it is the spirit of somebody out there, because it just seems too similar in the instances, not just, I don't know, about him being the trespassing and, breaking shit up. And I just think that that property was probably his at one time, and he died on it, and he doesn't want anybody there.
The fucking rabbit suit, though.
Well, you got to stay warm somehow.
I mean,
it's fucking West Virginia.
You imagine you die in a rabbit suit and you have to fucking spend the rest of eternity haunting in a fucking bunny suit. That's gotta fucking suck.
It would not be pleasurable, I would think.
No,
but,
that's fucking horrible. But like, even if it was just based on like those two events that like keep popping up in history, they're like, there's 2 confirmed sightings of a fucking actual man like threatening people in a bunny suit. Why he was in a bunny suit? Who fucking knows?
Right.
There's 2 very real cases of like people being like, he came up to their car and was beating on their car. He was in a rabbit suit. He had an axe and he was like, "You trespass again, I'll cut your fucking head off." And you're just like, did he put on the bunny suit to like be more scary? Like,
I could get it if it was somebody who was a hunter and they're using the rabbit pelts to, as a coat or clothing.
But
I get that. The ears. It's the fucking ears, man.
So, I mean, to be fair, that's fucking horrifying.
Absolutely.
Like, it's one thing to have a man shake an axe at you and everything. It's a whole nother thing to have an old-ass man in a fucking bunny suit with ears on it coming at you with an axe. You're like, oh, I am absolutely going to fucking die if he fucking gets his hands on me. Because there's like, this guy is clearly just not all there. It was a fun one.
I did go back and look at pictures of the axe, because it's easily found online if you get a chance to go look at it. Not what I anticipated with the axe. I was thinking
something big, like 2-hander, like like a fireman axe type thing.
I was expecting something older. It just it looked newer.
New.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just looking at it, I'm like, I don't know that like old time axes had a nail puller on the bottom of the.
It was a disappointing looking axe. I'll give you that. That's not what I was imagining. I just imagined like a big like 2-handed like cutting down tree axe like that. They kind of came across more of like a hatchet, and it looked new. But I mean, like this, like there was cases like it shouldn't look. I mean, like the cases like goes back to like 1970s, 1960s. Like you figured it would look less so, but also like you go to the place where fucking Lizzie Borden murdered people. They got an axe hanging on the wall too, and it's clearly not the real axe that killed people. It looks all new and varnished and shiny, and you're just like, I get it. Like you gotta fucking bring put asses in seats, and it's a tourist thing and all that. But
that's something we never touched on was the Lizzie Borden stuff. Is there a lot of hauntings in that? That area?
Absolutely, absolutely. That whole place is riddled with hauntings, and like hauntings of her, the people she murdered. I mean, that's the whole place where she used to live is a B&B now, which its whole fucking gimmick is come in and see if you can see a ghost and all that shit. So
interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna
somebody to tackle.
Well, I mean, was she actually guilty of the murders?
I mean, it's up to speculation. She never got locked up. She definitely went to trial and a lot of people thought she did it, but even to this day, like paranormal investigators swing both ways because a lot of them get proof of being like, oh, it's saying that this person actually did it, and this one's saying Lizzie did it, and it's all very divided.
Right on.
So
intriguing. That's intriguing. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more.
That's another one that's got massive amounts of content too. Because, like I said, you can't throw a dart without hitting a famous paranormal investigator that hasn't been there.
Right.
They've all been there. They've all stayed the night. And like anything, like even like all the generic shows have done it too. I mean, there's an episode of Supernatural about Lindsay Borden's and everything. Like, so everybody's touched on it, except for us, apparently.
Apparently, we I don't know why that's not been. I think probably because we consider it more of a true crime murder case than a paranormal.
I mean, there you go. It's a two-parter right there. Fucking Tusop and Murder Nerds
collide,
because technically it's an unsolved case.
Yeah,
they never really charged anybody. They tried and it didn't stick. So
that's interesting. Gives me ideas for the future, ladies and gentlemen. Is that something you guys would like to see? Crossover, Murder Nerds, Tusop. Ooh.
Murder Nerds 2.0.
That could be interesting. Oh my God. Wait a second. Hold on. Let's pump the brakes on this. Just old Golden Jay. Could he actually handle being in a room with those three women for, say, 6 episodes of what could turn out to be? Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, yeah, like I said, that's a big case. It's definitely, whoever does the research would definitely have a large pool to fucking bring stuff in from. So it's definitely got enough legs on it to absolutely be a Murder Nerds thing.
Right on.
And a Tusop thing, because it's one of those things where it's both. It's paranormal and it's true crime, and it's just peanut butter and jelly. Just
peanut butter and jelly. Oh man. So yeah, the old creative juices are flowing right now. Yep. I'm definitely seeing something that could really
it's like Fox Hollow. It's like Fox Hollow Farm. You know, Fox Hollow Farm is a murder case, but also a huge paranormal case because it's like that ground is just latent with bodies, which, you know, when your place is lousy with fucking bodies, it's usually lousy with fucking spirits.
Right. So. That's true. To be honest, a lot of the cases we've kind of covered have been, murder to paranormal.
Mm-hmm. It's weird how
weird.
It's almost like murder people don't go to rest. It's fucking strange.
I don't understand it. We did have a conversation about that the other day. I'm trying to remember exactly what the conversation was about. We were talking about the veil, and we were talking about I think it's probably in an upcoming episode where we talk about sleep, and I think we talked about where that middle ground is, where the veil between being awake and being asleep is the thinnest.
Mm-hmm.
And can something break through? And have you ever had your name called just as you're about to hit that REM sleep where you get your deepest sleep, but you're awakened by somebody screaming your name?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's in an upcoming episode. I can't remember where it fell at exactly. That's the problem with recording, a couple episodes prior to what's come out already. But because this is what's on the top of my brain, and you miss out. To be honest, I had somebody reach out to me who was listening to Murder Nerds and reached out about a book that Alicia had asked about in the episode, and I had to go back and listen to the episode because I couldn't remember.
Oh yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's a lot of fucking episodes like come and gone.
Yeah,
and you're on so many shows, so like it's all just like needle in a haystack type shit there. So,
but just remember, ladies and gentlemen, after I'm dead and gone, you'll have so much Golden Jay out there to listen to.
Oh, absolutely, spirit in the radio, man. That's the best part about all this shit is we're just making a giant backlog for everybody.
It's like, I want to hear his voice. I can go listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Fucking 12 different podcasts I can go back to listen to and a hodgepodge of albums. So
That's right. Yeah, listen, my creative juices are flowing right now real heavy, and I got a lot of stuff on the burner. So hopefully I can get some of this stuff squared away. Obviously, Tusop is my biggest priority. and Murders is a close second. But I got a couple other things I'm working on too that I'm going to see if I can find time to make those things happen. I would love to do what you're doing with the Twitch and stuff like that, but I can't seem to figure out what I would do exactly. And do I have the time?
I still haven't figured out what the fuck I'm doing. Half the time I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to do this today. And we just kind of fucking wing it. So,
well, with Twitch, when I signed up to be able to watch your stuff, I signed up under Golden Mojo Entertainment, and which would actually give me a nice broad array of different things that I could do. I don't want to get too far out, but I could cover a lot of different stuff. I could watch a lot of different things with the listeners and stuff like that if that's what they wanted. And whether it could be paranormal, or it could be true crime, it could be something from the 80s. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still trying to piece all that together, but I'd love to get back to creating some music, which is a lot of the juices that are kind of flopping around right now. Once again, do I have time? I'm not 100% sure.
It's fair. It's fair. Not enough hours in the day.
I'm just going to have to quit my job and stay home and do this full time. So,
fuck. Yeah, well, there you go.
This is where I need you guys to log into patreon.com/2sop. Go ahead and get signed up for the top tier so that old Golden Jay can continue to bring you bigger and better content. Because I'd be doing it all day long.
There you go.
See? What do you think? Is that pretty good? Is that pretty good?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
There. Yeah.
Yeah. Reel them in.
Is that of genius?
I attempted genius.
Well, you have anything else you want to talk about with the listeners?
Nah, I think that's it, folks. I mean, we got all fat and sassy today and running on fumes. I keep yawning here. I'm not trying to yawn into the mic, but and I still got a bunch of stuff to do after this too. I got to pick up and find where I'm going to put 3 gallons of fucking gumbo in this house.
Oh shit. Is there room in that fridge?
I mean, there's going to have to be.
Yeah, this is true. All right. Well, this is a shorter episode of The Other Side than I think we've ever had ever.
It's one of those months where we literally just get 4. Sometimes we have 5, 6 episodes, and this time we had 4 episodes.
Right.
4 episodes in. Just not a lot to talk about other than the daily ongoings, which for me here lately has been fairly cookie cutter. Just a lot of streaming and a lot of working and not enough. It feels like not enough sleeping. That's what it feels like.
I gave up on sleep. If I can get 3, 4, 5 hours in a night, then that's doing well.
I used to be able to run on that, but I cannot anymore. I feel it all day. Oh, but the holiday season is coming up, and you know what's better stocking stuffer than a United States of Paranormal shirt, hat, or drinkware?
Nothing.
Head on over to the United States of Paranormal.com and check out our merch. Everything from Haskins the Scarecrow all the way up to the Great White Bald Beaver or J-Dub on the Celestial Stack.
Oh, yeah.
So get out there, check it out. All of our art's done by the great Esteban, who I am constantly working with on something. I feel like that dude has got to get tired of hearing from me.
Yeah, and of course, all the Clowntober stuff is down. So maybe we'll at some point bring back a few items. I'm pretty sure I left up the coffee mugs. If you guys want to go check those out, it does have all of the Tober logos on it. I thought it was too cool to take off. I thought it was really something. It was kind of unique. So go check out the coffee mugs with all of the Dolltober, Vamptober, and Clowntober logos are on it. Always going to be working on something new, but right now you can go check out the new merch that we got up for Golden 80s, which is a picture of me and Frankie.
Nice.
It says Golden 80s, dangerously hilarious. I love this new piece. So go check it out at goldenmojoent.com. And of course, we have write-ups on there. If you've been to the United States Paranormal.com and you want to see some different pictures, head over to Golden Mojo ENT. Tusop has its own tab there with a write-up and some different pictures there too. And all the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Empire. So, and I promise Puck Yeah and Gridiron Kings is coming to the website. It's just been busy, and I got to learn how to use that particular website builder. So it's been a little tricky.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're all learning along the way, just like everybody else does. So, but we'll have it all handled here soon, hopefully. And we would really appreciate the support if you want to get on Patreon or go to the website or whatever you can do to help us out, to keep us rolling.
Yeah, absolutely.
160 episodes, and we're still going, but we always could use a little help.
And if you have a case that you want to hear discussed on the United States Paranormal, like I think we had 2 this month that were user submitted, hit us up at the United States Paranormal at gmail.com. We are always looking forward to hearing from all you hitchers and drifters out there. So if you hit us up and you're like, I want you guys to cover the Mississippi Mudmen, then sure shit. We'll look into it. We'll see what we can find, and we'll get you an episode out there. We can't guarantee you how quickly it will come out, but I guarantee you it most likely will.
We'll do our best. Absolutely. All right, man. You ready?
Yes, sir. All you hitchers and drifters out there, remember, there's no reason to be scared of what happens when you die, because it's just going to be me and Golden Jay waiting for you on the other side.
Later.
Vayos con Dios.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I guess we'll be back.
Oh, we'll return.
We always come back.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/Tusop.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. The Call Guys, Golden Image Podcast, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Golden 80s, The Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, and A Quart of Books and Booze, all of which can be found at goldenmojoent.com or wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.